Forms are great and they serve a lot of different purposes for us. One thing that can sometimes be kind of a concern or we're unsure about is that they can just keep collecting responses long after we're finished with the actual form. And if that's the case, then maybe we're not checking the form anymore. And so we want to make sure that we're keeping track of that. And one way that we can do that is with an add-on called FormLimiter. I'm going to show you how it's done here with this form that I have. This one is probably the easiest add-on I have ever used. What you do is you install the add-on FormLimiter, and you actually install this one in the form. Most of the time whenever we set an add-on to work alongside a form, we're putting it in the sheet. But remember that this one is actually done in the form. So I have this form here where I am having people sign up for a meetup that we're having, and we are limited to space in the room that we're going to be using, and there are only seats for 50 people. So I need to cut this off at 50. So what I'm going to do is go to add-ons, go to FormLimiter, and then hit set limit. FormLimiter actually has 3 different ways that I can set the limits of this form. One way is the way that I'm going to do this, where I limit the amount of responses, but then you can also turn this form off after a certain time and date, and then you can also turn it off whenever a response equals a certain amount. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. Here's the date and time. If that were the case, if I wanted, this is going to take place, I think, on September 15th. So if I said I did not want to take any more responses after September 11th at, let's say, 1 a.m., just leave it just like that. Then whenever I hit, I would need to click right here where it says email form owner whenever the submissions are closed. So that means it's telling me. And here's the message that the people that look at this form will get. They're going to find out that the form is no longer accepting responses. So I would just click save and enable. Okay, so that's how I can change this so it will turn off after a certain date. And then also the destination spreadsheet cell value, okay? So let's say that when the cell, and this would be the sheet that this matches, equals whatever value that might be. So let's say that whenever I am having people fill this out, whenever someone puts in a particular answer, this is going to be over with and it's going to shut down. I could do it that way. Or here's how I'm going to do it. The maximum number of form responses, I've got 50 seats, so I'm going to type that right there. And I'm going to actually add a message that's a little bit more personable. So it says this form is no longer accepting responses. I'm going to say, thank you for your interest in the Southwest Missouri Technology Integration Specialist Meetup. Then I'm going to say that we have reached our maximum number of participants. And then I'll let them know that this form is no longer accepting responses, okay? I want to be notified whenever the submissions are closed, so I'm just going to click Save and Enable, and it's done. So now whenever I send this out, it's going to shut off after 50 people have filled it out, and will email me whenever it's done.